Well, anyways, guys, this is interesting takes with Ethan and Justin. I
Yeah.
don't know if we mentioned that before, but today's discussion will be about Clifford the Big Red Dog and how,
Yeah.
um, Emily Elizabeth's parents should be arrested for child negligence for allowing her to ride on a 25-foot dog without any protection.
Right. Now, see, I have not read Clifford for a minute, but what I do remember being taken aback by was just how nonchalant the whole town was. You
Yeah,
have a 30-foot tall or 25-foot or how many?
dog.
Yeah, I don't know how many feet you said. It doesn't matter. Big red dog. You could probably see it from space. Well, I don't know.
Well, you
about
can't
that.
see Clifford from space.
You could see him. You could see him from like a plane.
Yeah,
Like,
you could see him from
high up enough,
But from space, I mean, that's
No, you
yeah.
can't see him from space. But I mean, still, it's notable, and you don't see any other giant dogs of different colors running around that town.
Well, you don't
There's
see
only the
giant
one.
dogs of any other color really
Well,
running around town there.
No, he, as far as I know, was the only dog that got really big like that. Unless there was some Rick Moranis, Honey, I Blew Up the Dog, or Honey, I Blew
Right,
Up
like
the Kid?
maybe like Rick Moranis
Yeah.
instead of so like as a scientist,
Right.
he discovers he could commercially sell giant dogs
Yeah.
to fund his science. So that's what he does, and there's
Yeah.
a bunch of like giant dogs running around. That
Oh
would be
my God.
crazy.
Yeah, and it just gets out of hand. It really does make me think of the fact that our good friend lives in a house where the owner used to breed Cane Corsos, and these were giant guard dogs that would leave just all kinds of shit all around the backyard. So when you go over there, you really have to watch where you step. And I mean, these turds are huge, but that makes me think, how big were Clifford's turds? They must have been like,
Oh yeah, you must have had like machinery just to pick it up without
Yeah.
yeah. It might be like if you just did it by hand, it would be like a multiple person job.
That's like, you would get very fit within just like a month of doing that. Just picking up the turd by hand, like that's your workout.
I mean, okay, but this is the thing, Justin. You've had dogs before,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
I've never met a dog owner who they said like their favorite thing about owning a dog was picking up poop.
Yeah.
Like I've never met one. So
I have to be a pretty sick person,
right.
or just somebody,
So I couldn't even think of that excuse of like someone owning Clifford and need like just
Right.
enjoying the like process of picking up his poop. It's just
right. Because I don't remember how it all started, but was it kind of like one day the parents came back with Clifford from the pound, and it's like, well, that's a 25-foot tall red dog. Here you go. Was that kind of how it was?
I don't think so. I think like they just got Clifford as a puppy and he grew into that. Otherwise, like what kind of
Okay.
rational parents would just bring home the biggest dog that was like way bigger than the other dogs? So
I mean, it's probably really got to do with an inferiority complex.
to bring a big dog home like that?
Yeah, because like the neighbor has a nicer car, and the dad didn't get the promotion at work. So but look how big my dog is.
I could see it, but I just assumed that the dog grew that big after they owned it. That would make more
Yeah.
sense because
But see, then that doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem like it would be. I mean, there's obviously the dog is eating something it's not supposed to be eating if it's growing to be that big. Like it's,
I don't know about that. Like eating something it's not supposed to be eating to grow that big.
Well, I don't know. I mean, like the because dogs don't normally grow that size, as we know.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a genetic mutation or something.
Okay.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, anyways, back to the whole child negligence thing. So I remember when I was 5 years old, 1995. Like I mean, like Christopher Reeve, his horse accident.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. By the way, I mean that
Yeah.
kind of was a very like kind of sad thing that
Oh, yeah.
happened, and I was kind of devastated that
Right.
and But, you know, I go to the library, I see Clifford the Big Red Dog with Emily Elizabeth writing on Clifford on the cover.
Yeah.
And I just think, like, dang, dude, like, that's dangerous.
You know, what a message to send, you know, to kids. Like, you know, wouldn't you like to have a giant dog that sleeps in your backyard and barely fits, and your father and mother have to hire, like, you know, a whole team to clean up its, you know, poop?
Right.
They probably have to put together a deal with the city, like where the waste management people come and they just expect, well, you know, we're back.
Yeah, that's true. Because dog poop,
again.
this is the thing with dog poop, like, it has to go in the trash.
Yeah.
You know, it can't go in the compost.
No.
You know, it's not like cow manure that, you know, you could use it for, like, plants or anything. It's got to be trash.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to arrange with waste management to get, like, to dispose of that. Like,
Yeah.
You know, it's a big thing.
And it's too bad, you know, you'd think maybe, like, if they could have taught him how to squat over the sewer out of the hole, but I think that even it would be too big for that. It would clog everything up, probably.
You know what, though? I think you're right about this custom toilet idea, which that would probably be the best way to dispose of, like, if Clifford was potty trained and you had, like, a toilet that could, you know.
Right, that was connected to, not the sewer main. It'd have to bypass the sewer, because I think it would be too big even for the sewer, and that would just be like a nightmare. It'd have to probably go straight to the ocean. And then they'd have to build, you know, like a big enough tunnel for it to go through, and someone would have to maintain it. I mean, think about, you know, you could see, on the one hand, you could say he's great for job creation.
Well, yeah, I guess, like, to hire all those people, to maintain them,
But it's, I think what we're maybe both kind of thinking here, if I'm on your wavelength, but you tell me if I'm not. But
okay,
is that this girl is growing up in a toxic household that is teaching her awful life lessons. Like, hey, if your dog doesn't fit into the gym, that's the school's problem, and they need to figure it out. You just sit back while they do something or other, and they, you know, destroy the gym in there. They take down a wall so he can sit in and watch her play, you know, basketball. You know, I mean...
Yeah, like, if she had a basketball game...
Right.
And it's like, well, you know, your dog can't be in the gym.
Yeah,
like
he's too big.
But the other dogs are in the gym. Well, they're not, like, 25 feet tall.
Yeah.
And so you got to make, like, a sunroof for the gym just so Clifford could peer through just to watch.
I mean, somebody could maybe, like, make little holes. Well, not little, they'd be big. But it'd be, like, holes that he could put, like, his eyeball up to and look at various points on the gym at the game from outside, you know? Like, so they have one eye hole over on the left wall, you know, one over by the locker rooms or something. But see, even that's a lot of... And so,
yeah, you're going out of your way for one family just to, like, and, you know, using taxpayer dollars to modify that gym.
Yeah. And she's learning that...
well, she's learning that if you're too lazy to drive your kid to school, you could just have them ride on a giant dog.
Yeah, what kind of a message is that?
That's like, I mean, you could be arrested for that. That's crazy. Like,
well, and because they don't just... I mean, all right, do they just because we go back to Christopher Reeve, and it was very sad, R.I.P., but he had a license to ride the horse.
I mean, he was experienced. Yeah, he had experience.
Yeah.
You know, he had equipment. He had a harness.
Right.
Like, you know, like, not riding Clifford without a harness. That's irresponsible.
That's ridiculous. Well, it'd be hard to build a harness that would somehow be big enough. It would be weird. But that's the thing, you know. I mean, you can't always say for sure that there will never be a time where Clifford will not get spooked.
Yeah.
On the way to school. Just like horses do. And when they get spooked, they but they buck up, they go on their hind legs, and off she goes.
Well, okay, like honestly, just you also have to think too that horses were bred to be read by humans,
Right. Yeah.
like for many generations, at least the domesticated horses.
Yeah.
You know, they had the temperament, they have, you know, but dogs were never as big as horses, so humans
Right.
never decided to ride them. You know, it's only in an era where a 25-foot dog exists, you
Right.
could do it.
And then she can, you know, ride them to school.
And so horses are bred to be ridden, but
Right.
they're still dangerous. It's not like a safe thing completely to ride a horse.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you're just putting your kid in danger.
Well, yeah, and they have no idea what to expect, and like, you know, with how. So that's crazy to me. Then like again, it comes back to these life lessons that she gets to learn. Just complete disregard for safety and the safety of the community and the resources that the town has. And so yeah, of course, like if I'm you know, I mean, like the entire town seems to be enchanted by it.
Yeah.
And like you know, they all kind of agree it's her dog, but really it's all of our dog, you know, and like probably kind of. But then that's the whole thing. The entire town really needs to learn a lesson.
Yeah, they're very
honestly.
irresponsible for not even,
Yeah.
you know, because, okay, think about it this way. Like, there are also, you know, like books where multiple kids are riding on Clifford, not just her.
Oh, wow.
Like 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, wow, if you're one of those kids' parents, you would be so pissed off if you know, like if you know, like your kid rode on Clifford.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like, because, you know, my mom, like if I was, you know, running around and I, you know, fell off of a kid's jungle gym or something while climbing up the ladder, you know, my mom's not going to go and, you know, sue anybody, like sue the neighbors. But she was still very upset.
Yeah.
And there was a talk like with me, and not with the parents necessarily, but with me. It was very like, I do not want you climbing up that ladder ever again. You know.
And you clearly didn't climb up that ladder ever again.
Well, I probably did.
Well,
and these kids would probably climb up onto, you know, Clifford again, but.
I mean, you can't expect kids to make a decision based off of safety. They probably just want to have fun. Yeah.
And they constantly see this girl, Emily. Is it Emily Willis or Emily Williams?
Oh, it's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
I think that's her first name. I don't know, like Emily Elizabeth, and then she has a last name or something.
Okay.
But
I think I said a porn star's name. No, I'm kidding.
Well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. But you know, it's just seeing her kind of, you know, cavorting around the town, the whole, you know, neighborhood, like, oh, you're on your bikes? Well, I'm on my 25-foot dog again.
Right, like you get to ride your peasant bikes while I'm the queen and I get to ride my giant dog that could take me anywhere I want to go.
She essentially, this, because it's kind of like being a child actor, I think. Because all those kids get really screwed up, you know, when they go through Hollywood, they get all the attention, and they don't get told no, which clearly she's not being told no.
Well, the thing, though, that makes it different is those actors are, like, probably paying for their parents' lifestyle and stuff, so they can't be told no.
Right.
Whereas Emily Elizabeth's parents should be able to tell her no many times.
But they clearly didn't. Because, I mean, they wouldn't have allowed all this behavior to constantly keep going on. You know, riding your dog into school. I mean, it's just...
Okay, think about it from the school's perspective. Because, okay, imagine, like, you're the principal.
Yeah.
And you see her ride Clifford to school. Yeah. Right? From her home. And you're thinking, well, if she falls and dies... Right. Like, this, you know, this would be very ugly for all the other students and us. Yeah. Traumatizing. And it's just like, it wouldn't be safe for her. You're thinking, you know, and you just got to tell her parents, look, like, you just got to drive your kid to school like everyone else, or, you know, have her take the bus. Right. And not have a dog be responsible for transporting her to where she needs to be. Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like a very irresponsible decisions that constantly keep getting made every single morning. Like, the principal of that school wakes up And, he's thinking while he's drinking a cup of coffee, like, well, am I really going to allow the girl to ride the 25-foot dog to my school again?
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, the principal might be pressured. Like, if the principal might be the bad guy of the scenario.
That could be.
But, like, I think as a responsible principal, you have to be the bad guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there probably were all kinds of scenarios where the dog was just being a dog. Like, oh, hey, the dog needed to pee. So, he peed against the side of a building, but ended up
like what if
flooding the entire first floor. Like,
well, I don't know if he produces that much pee.
Maybe not that much, but say it's like a shack. Then he probably would. But a shack wouldn't have multiple stories, but
Well,
but like you get what I'm saying, and
no, I'm imagining. This is what I'm imagining. They're like maybe some kids drew this beautiful mural on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
And Clifford decides to pee on it.
Oh yeah.
And it would just like wash out the mural.
Oh man.
And it smelled like pee too, so just really
the whole town probably would constantly smell like piss. And that's how they certain towns have a smell, like Gilroy smells like garlic during a certain time of the year, or, whatever. This town smells like dog urine. 365 days out of the year.
Yeah, and you also, like, just think about the insurance, like home insurance and car insurance. If there's a giant dog running around, that premium is, like, much higher.
Well, so all these insurance companies, that's prime. They want to move right on in and, like, establish their office there. That's like a bidding war. That's Progressive and Liberty Mutual duking it out over who gets to get that territory.
Wait, so you're saying those insurance companies want business there, or do you think they don't want business there because of Clifford?
They would want it there because they would charge these premiums and then, screw over all these people.
Yeah, how do you do that? You just add like a giant dog clause or something where it's like if you have a giant dog living in your town,
right,
you need to pay $200 more.
Something like that. Like, okay, we only cover up to $500 worth of damage.
Well, what if it's like okay, so it's like you're at the insurance office, right?
Yeah.
And you're a young couple. You decided to move into this town with a giant dog.
Yeah.
And then the insurance guy is like, well, we have two versions of this homeowner's insurance.
Right.
One of them has a giant dog clause and one of them doesn't. So it's really up to you if you want to take the risk. Where if a giant dog destroys your home or car,
right,
we don't cover that.
Yeah.
But if you take this package, we do. But it costs way more.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just one of those things. And the whole town probably is corrupt. You're basically, I think that's the thing, that when you have and you allow a giant red dog to run around and dictate how all these places run, and we're all used to the smell of dog urine and to seeing a field with literally a mound of his droppings that are as big as a house, all this stuff, that this is a sign of late stage capitalism, like where we are putting up with this kind of a situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so in a way, maybe those books were kind of ahead of their time.
You think so?
Because they came out in like the 80s or something?
Maybe even earlier than that. I don't know, like maybe the 70s or...
Yeah. But it doesn't take away from the fact that the parents, I think, were still being negligent. And as parents of a child, the general law across all states is that if they are facilitating an unsafe environment for their child, even if the child's having all kinds of fun, that they are going to be held liable. And, that's going to be, Clifford was always such a jolly book. I don't really, series. Yeah. I don't remember, many pages or pictures where he sat there crying. Maybe it happened once because he lost a ball. I don't know. But this would be very sad if they showed the parents being sentenced in a like a court of law, or they have somebody from the state over to like observe how they all live,
Right.
and the person's there with their clipboard, like, so how often do you allow the dog to pee on the side of the rec center? Like,
because I've observed him doing it 4 times today.
yeah. And what did the rest of the people in the community say about this? Oh, well, we always bake them cookies.
Well,
that's how they get away
out
with
of
everything.
it, baking them cookies.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's the thing, though. So it costs a lot of money to raise Clifford, obviously, right?
Right.
So I think in order for them to feasibly raise him, they probably utilize him to make money, like with a reality TV show, or just at least going to different conventions and parading Clifford around.
Yeah, they would have to do that.
Or like, like partially letting the government do experiments on Clifford.
Right. Yeah, or having him do like little missions, like they send him to Afghanistan or something.
Well, I mean, if I was the government, I would just try to figure out how Clifford got that big and then get a bunch of Cliffords and
sort of reverse, engineering.
Okay, because you know how you have those dogs that sniff bombs and stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
Like, what if you had a dog that was big enough to not only sniff them, but like grab him with the mouth and throw it into the ocean?
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be sick.
See, this would have been the better series. And it would have made more practical sense, and I think it would have...
like Clifford's occupation, like what he does to better society.
Right. And he may not see Emily that often, and then if she cries about it one day, they go, well, listen, what did you think was going to happen? The dog is 25 feet, and we have problems in the Middle East. We're going to send him out there to take care of, and... because he can sniff out things in the caves and everything, and all kinds of applications, that he would have.
So, hey, baby, sorry, but the dog is going to the Middle East. Like, we got in order to keep him, we got to have him have these government contracts.
Yeah, we need government contracts. All right, so we're gonna try to see if he survives if we send him up into space without a helmet. We're just gonna have him, if he doesn't burn up in the atmosphere.
See, I mean, that's just not as
that's actually pretty morbid.
Yeah, I mean, then you're smart enough not to allow people to do that.
No, they shouldn't be doing that. But no, but I mean, he would do so much damage to, say, like like a little terrorist encampment somewhere, in the desert. He just finds it and. Just kind of.
Well, I mean, do you think bullets would like hurt him as much? They would hurt.
They'd have to give him some sort of body armor.
Yeah,
they'd have to build it, and I mean, it wouldn't be cheap.
Well, I mean,
nothing ever is with him.
That's true.
Even when it comes down to the food,
Oh yeah, the sheer amount
of food he must have to eat, and then I wonder if they would give him a cyanide capsule to take in case he gets caught. And
I'm sure he wouldn't take it, though. Like, that's one of those things where humans are capable of thinking, well, I don't want to get caught, I'll take this, whereas dogs are just playing a game, kind of.
Yeah, the dog doesn't really think at that level at that point.
You just don't want to give him the cyanide pill just in case he eats it on,
Yeah, just, by accident.
But also, you got to think, like, does cyanide, like, even a small amount kill people, or do you need, like, a bigger amount for bigger people?
I think that what they do is there's a general uniform range that they know, regardless of weight, is enough to kill somebody. It may not, like, affect at the same exact speed, like the onset, and but it probably, they've figured out how to dose it just right so that it's guaranteed to kill every person that takes it.
Well,
maybe not everyone. I mean, there's always anomalies out there,
Yeah, I mean, but that took a morbid turn in our conversation. I don't know why I furthered that. Like my bad, audience.
Well, for me, I'm, you know, uh, the German sort of art house uh, viewpoint. These directors, like Werner Herzog, they always we want to take life is very morbid. And so we're going to examine what will happen if the dog ingests cyanide.
Yeah, I really wouldn't want to give Clifford the Big Red Dog to Werner Herzog. That just wouldn't.
Why wouldn't you want to give him to me? I would do the subject, all kinds of any questions that you have about why the family allows him to parade around in the street and pee on the rec center constantly. I would answer all these questions.
Well, how would you answer them, Warner?
I'd capture all of the moments that the dog has in and around town, and I would interview the people on the street.
Oh yeah, this would be more like a documentary, kind of like your
Yes.
Grizzly Man documentary.
Yes, lots of documentaries that I've done, and then this would be probably one of the most interesting, because a lot of people read the series as young children. They didn't know that it in fact was actually real.
Yeah, well, it's not real.
Well,
Like, this would be-
but it would appear real by how real my film would make it seem.
No, yeah, like I think like having like an artiste,
Yes.
like
yes.
just view their lens of Clifford,
Yeah.
versus just how, because I don't know, like okay, I remember as a kid I read like Arthur, the picture books or whatever, or
Also
I read,
was an aardvark who wore clothing.
yeah, but that never really, like, there was nothing in Arthur that would elicit like, just like that you're putting that kid in danger or whatever, or like how, like, Arthur makes sense, right? They're just animal people that like do regular people things, but like Clifford, it's just like,
Yes, it's when you have the intermingling of people and animals together in the children's book, it starts to not make sense. The Berenstain Bears, all bears,
yeah, they're all bears.
no problem with trying to figure out why is there a human here.
I mean, yeah, because I mean the Berenstain Bears could have a dog. They're just
Yes.
humans, but they're bears.
Yes, and I believe that they actually did have a dog.
Did they?
Yes.
See, I was never that into the Berenstain Bears. I always thought they just like had this type of lesson in the book.
We read the German Berenstain Bears.
Is there a difference?
German, a lot darker in tones, and the American version. Kids are learning that life is not exactly beautiful, and that there are lots of things that we need to be afraid of, and start to form bitter resentments over, even though we're only in middle school age. This is important so that we can start to understand how to go through life and be prepared for how awful it's going to be.
Well, that'd be a great version of the Berenstain Bears for sure. I would, I would read it, watch it. Yeah, like okay, so like imagine you have like the family. I guess it's like the four of them.
Yes.
And so okay, so you're saying they go through life in a morbid way?
They go through life in a morbid way. Brother attends an after-school youth group, and and it becomes apparent that this has the remnants of the Hitler Youth, and then this is something that the parents have to have a little talk with him about.
Well, what if it's like so what if they had a grandparent,
Yes.
that was like an influence, and the grandparent's like, well, I'm looking after brother today, but I just really want to go gamble. So
Yes.
I'm going to leave him with my friends on this like youth program that I used to be a part of. And and now now he's a part of it, and the parents are like, okay. And so So brother joins this youth program.
Yes, very, very interesting afternoons that Brother Bear spent in the attic going through the boxes of Hitler Youth knives and, the SS uniforms and trying them on and looking at himself in the funhouse mirror. Various types of activities that they would do. And Sister Bear at the gymnasium. Learning how to swim and how to be a traditional mother and to raise healthy blonde-beard children.
Blonde-beard, wow.
Blonde-beard.
So they're not the regular brown bears or the black bears, but they're blonde.
No, this was the Uber Bear.
Okay.
This was the Uber Bears that they were working on and tried to put together inside of the lab. If you remember, this was all something that all of these Germans were brought over to America,
right
after World War II.
Wait, hold on, Warner. One thing though, are Brother Bear and like his family, are they all in Germany or are they in the U.S.?
They're in the U.S. This is in 1960.
So this is
NASA's already started, and Papa Bear works at NASA.
Well, was Papa Bear a Nazi scientist that turned on?
And he learned. I mean, he mainly dealt. He's sort of a Werner von Braun sort of character. So his specialty is in rocket engineering, but he would choose, because they had the different animal species. I mean, what would the bears? Which animal species would they enslave? Maybe the squirrels. The squirrels, maybe. The bears would put the squirrels in concentration camps and force them to do labor.
Shit, dude. That's
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for the squirrels.
But this is what's going to happen when you spend time with an art house German director and ask him what he thinks about life. It's not always going to be pretty.
Yeah, well, if someone gave me a choice to watch that movie, the Berenstain Bears, but your style, or just like the Berenstain Bears, but like a regular style, I think I'd take the regular style.
You probably would at this point, and I wouldn't blame you, but I think that with the way that my films work, it's sort of like I've planted a seed in your mind that grows into a tumor, and you can't help but think about, okay, I watched Berenstain Bears have a picnic. Great, nothing bad happened. At one point, they got invaded by ants, but it didn't stop them from having a good picnic. Okay, this is a nothing. This is a bullshit story. and when you think about where I came from, with brother having a sex change operation and one of the first in the U.S., it was an idea that came about from the experiments in the camps, and this is true. You can look at Joseph Mengele and all the men. They would try to change women into men and men into women, and to see these kinds of things.
I just don't think brother would be the appropriate name for him anymore. It would just, he wouldn't be a brother anymore.
No, he wouldn't be a brother, but he'd be something so much deeper than that.
Well, there you go. There you have it, Warner. Thanks for coming over.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's all mine, and with the Clifford, a giant 25-foot dog that walks around the community. I'm envisioning is probably going to begin to murder people.
What?
Within not too short of an order, because dogs, they if the like any like these mongrels that we had to deal with in Germany in post in the late 40s, they you could not they were sadistic and violent, and this is exactly how Clifford would be. When a dog is given all this size and becomes so big, it's going to take advantage of it. It's not going. There's no such thing as a gentle giant, and this is what my movie explores. And slowly you begin to understand just how messed up everything in their life is.
Well, I mean, we already got a sense of that before you came on. I mean, just the fact that he, you know, like he causes a lot of issues for the whole
A
town.
lot of issues, a lot of a lot of life lessons that the little girl learns. About why you should not keep a 25-foot dog in your backyard.
Yeah, that's something you just don't think about. You know, you're just excited to have a 25-foot dog, and you really don't take a deep look.
Well, I'm back. But,
yeah, we had an interesting guest, Justin.
yeah, you know, he kind of was. He's going around scouting filming locations.
Yeah.
Supposedly, and doesn't leave any stone unturned. You know, he will go to any length to get a good shot. You know, so.
Well, hey, like, if anyone out there thinks it would be a great idea for him to create his version of Clifford or Berenstain Bears, and you think that would be a great movie, just let us know. Like it, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's almost like when you think about it, these German versions of the kids' stories, they were always darker. You know.
Well, didn't a lot of them originate from Germany, and they like
did.
got less dark when they got imported?
Right. But now, all the American legacy media, if you know, whatever you want to call it, now is moving on to Germany and becoming darker in tone when it's getting picked up by them.
Wait,
it's kind of like that Winnie the Pooh movie that came out, the horror one though, because now that they lost the rights to Winnie the Pooh.
I don't think they lost the rights. I think Winnie the Pooh became public domain.
Yeah.
So anyone could use them, including Disney. Yeah,
that's what I meant. Yeah, it's not losing their. That's the rights expired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it happened with. It will happen with Mickey Mouse. Actually, they already have a horror movie planned with him.
Yeah, those are interesting takes. Like you could
They are
really make anything into a horror movie if you think about it. Like,
oh yeah,
you
definitely could. Yeah, I mean, you could make a horror movie about being in a weird library and finding the German versions of Berenstain Bears and just kind of sitting down to read them and just being very disturbed. You know?
I would love that. Yeah, that'd be great.
And yeah. No, that'd be interesting.
Well, okay. What about this? You know how there's like those cartoon, like the comic strips, like Dilbert or you know, Foxtrot or Calvin and Hobbes or whatever.
Yeah.
What if they did a German horror version of those things? Like a Garfield, you know, or
just Garfield is like a nihilist, and he actually pretty much already is.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, but just way more like introspective, and while he says he has no ego, he clearly has the biggest ego ever. Something like that. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I think we got to just move on to the next segment. So we'll be back after these messages. Aftershow with Devin and Kaiser, dude.
Yeah, we're coming to you live from. Somebody told me we shouldn't say where we are, man. I don't really understand why, but I want to take that to heart. He's a pretty good dude and solid person. I
Like,
call him my father, because he actually is. My dad told me not to do that.
right, but didn't like Ethan and Justin tell us not to do that too?
I guess that he did, man. I mean, he was talking like yesterday, and I was coming up on like a giant, just fatty man, and it was kind of hard to listen to either of them because it's just hard to follow those two.
Well, I mean, that's our job, like, dude, they do a show and then we do an after show about their show, man.
They do a show, we do an after show. It's part of this contract deal that we had going. And so, yeah, here
Like,
we are.
we got
man.
like no creative control, man. Like, we really don't pick the topics. We just talk about the topics they talk about.
And I'm okay with it because a long time ago, like in high school, I was told by a lot of teachers that I didn't have an ounce of creativity in my body, man. So it's
And honestly,
okay.
man, like, you really don't, dude. Like,
So it's all right. We don't have creative control. It's just one of those. It just is what it is. But the chicks, man, if the chicks here, we don't have any creative control. That might not be a good look, but
I mean, it could be for some of them that want creative control.
I guess that's true. You let a little beach mama take control of you in the bedroom, man.
Like, dude, that sounds sick. But anyways, we're talking about Clifford, the big red dog, the after show. Like, I never knew owning a 25-foot dog would be such a big ordeal, dude.
Yeah, I didn't think about all the things that the town would have to do, man, and like all the people covered in the dog's urine and everything. I mean, that's kind of a lot to think about.
Like, you just imagine like some politician, some mayor or someone running on, running on whether they're pro Clifford or anti Clifford in the town, dude. So some of the people in the town want to vote for someone that wants more restrictions on Clifford.
I mean, at that point, man, they should just make Clifford the mayor of the town.
He kind of is already, dude.
Yeah.
They're already like bending backwards for this
Right. I mean, just kind of like have him make all the decisions, like, like where he gets to pee and where all the other dogs and people get to pee. I mean, if I lived in that town, man, and if the giant red dog gets to pee everywhere, like on the rec center, like I would just want to pee everywhere else myself too. I mean, it would only be fair.
Well, I don't know, dude, because, dogs are allowed to just pee anywhere, but humans really can't, man. It's not like a...
Yeah, I mean, but that's because we don't have a 25-foot red dog that just pees at the rec center. And, like, I mean, that's kind of hard, man, to think about, just trying to play a pickup game and, like, the air just is, like, wet with...
I mean, dude, I did not know you played pickup games, man. I thought you just surfed like I did, man. Like, I thought that you lived a corporate life just like your father, Kaiser Jones II, and just like his father, Kaiser Jones I. And you decided, dude, I do not want to wear a shirt in these grocery stores anymore, man.
I mean, I've been kicked out of 9 grocery stores in the past month. But I'm just saying hypothetical, man. Yeah, I have not ever played a pickup game in my life. But I'm just trying to think about it from the point of view of all the people in the town, man. When they talked about like having that dog go fight all their wars, that seemed like kind of like an abuse of the dog, and I think that's when you'd have to call in the animal rights organization. What is that one called again? Peanut butter or PETA, and get them to do something. Help and make sure the dog doesn't have to get forced to take out terrorists.
Yeah, dude. I mean, taking out terrorists is a bummer job, man. Like, I couldn't imagine doing it myself. You know, I just started a beachwear company. We mainly do volleyball, but like, we do other things too, and it's great, man.
The one thing that I love about being able to hang out on the beach and live out on the beach is that I can live in like a hut, man. And I don't even have to have a door. And I can have all kinds of like record like a guitar and like an amp and like a stereo and big screen TVs and video game systems and all this stuff, man, in my little straw beach hut. But because so many people are cool on the beach, they don't come in and try to steal anything. Like if they walk by, they go, "Oh, that looks like a cool hut." They don't think, I'm gonna go back there later to steal something.
I mean, like Kaiser, dude. I gotta tell you, you do not live on a hut beach. Like, you just saw that we were watching Disney Channel one time, and we were watching this like movie Teen Beach 2, starring like this one dude who just like lives in the beach. He has a hut. He has a Fender Telecaster and like drawing equipment and like recording equipment in his hut. But he has no door, man. And it's like a beach where everyone chills around. And, you know, I don't think that's true. You know, I think if you had a bunch of expensive stuff in a hut, they'd get stolen right away, man.
Well, probably in our beach, man. I mean, there's a reason why Brad Noe from Sublime, R.I.P., dude. Why he always sang about stealing, even though he was a big rock star. People on the beach like to steal, and I mean, I'll be honest, man. I have stolen some things in my time, you know.
Like, no, I believe you, dude. And like, I mean, the thing too is like, stealing's bad, man. But if you're asking for people to steal your stuff, that's, you shouldn't do that, by
Yeah,
leaving your stuff around.
like living in a hut on the beach that has no doors.
I mean, you look at like these Asian countries like Japan and Korea where you could leave your purse and no one will even like touch it. And,
Yeah.
you think society should be like that. But come on, dude. Like, you know, we're not like that, man.
No, no, but I mean, oh, what was the name of the dog again?
Like, dude, I think his name was like a Brother Bear or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, and the bear, and there was like a youth group or something.
Yeah, dude, I never understood that part, man. It just flew over my head, dude. Like,
I couldn't really understand what the one guy, the guest, the director said. He was kind of hard to follow.
well, Kaiser, we actually have the guest outside our door if we want to let him in. I don't know, dude. You down?
I've been around a lot of homeless people who live on the beach. And it seems like how the two of you, or just the one of you, because the one has stepped out, probably to go light a joint. Um, how you live, and it's something that I would like to film and to put on film and show the degenerate lifestyle that you lead on the beach.
Dude, we just have an after show on the beach, man. I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
Well, but there must be more to your life than just being an afterthought to things, and being in someone's shadow and in their footsteps. I'd like to help you discover yourselves.
Like, dude, I do not want to discover myself right now, man. Like, I just want to surf and play volleyball and just chill at the
Oh,
beach.
this is all fine. These are all things that I want you to do, and just think of me as just a little man that follows you around with the camera. Probably film you while you sleep and from the beach line, and you and your friend wherever he's gone. I will film you both.
Yeah, like, dude, Kaiser, where are you, dude? This guy is weird, man. Like, I don't want people following me around on camera, dude.
it's something in life that you have to be prepared to deal with. This that you might have people that want to make uh, documentaries about you, and if that's the case, and that they will, and you need to be ready for them to film you in the most intimate of moments, including on the toilet, in the act of sex with a partner, you know, all these things.
Like, dude, I don't know if I want that stuff to be in a movie where everyone watches, man. I didn't want this to be like 9/11 Michael Moore shit, dude. That's crazy, man.
I have directed at this point probably about 50 different documentaries